Ladies and gentlemen, I am your Destiny Dad, and welcome to another Tuesday weekly reset. With today's, we're running a little bit late. I had a long night and decided to get a little bit of extra sleep, and things got pushed back, so I apologize. But today, I believe, might be one of the last days of the season. Yep, today is the final week of this season. Edge of Fate is just a week away, and Banshee and Ada have had a refreshed inventory. So let's go and see what they have for us this week. We're ready. Today for us, Mr. Banshee has the Snorri FR5. You have stats for all as well as successful warm-up, ionized battery, projection fuse, arrowhead, and fluted. Overall, another one of those kind of half and half PvE PvP roles. Successful warm-up is decent, stats for all is good, but neither of them really synergize, and you kind of want something different. I would personally pass on this role specifically. However, the Snorri FR5 is definitely really strong, super slept on, and with the right roles can be a beast in PvP and PvE. So up next we have the Nezaric's Whisper. We have Genesis and Turnabout, actually weirdly very synergistic. I don't think I ever would have thought of that, but that's actually in a arc shield environment, that's actually pretty solid combo there. Yeah, that's very solid actually. I don't know that I would have thought of this. I don't know that I would have crafted this, and shields aren't as big of a problem as they once were in Destiny, so maybe it's not something that you do need to worry about. With that being said, that's a really interesting role that I kind of want to play around with. Up next we have Threaded Needle, we have auto loading and frenzy. All things considered, not terrible for a rotation damage kind of weapon. We do have accelerated coils, as well as extended barrel and full bore, and a charge time masterwork. Overall, I would say this is like a solid 3.5 or 4 out of 5. Not perfect, and I think it has some better rolls, but this is a real solid roll, and if you need a void linear, this will be not a bad one. Definitely better ones out there, but this one will do. Up next we have the Shattered Cipher, we have Unrelenting, and we have Slideways. We also have Alloy and Accurized, we also have Hammerforged and Poly. Another one of those machine guns that just kind of doesn't really have any sort of crazy perks. There is no killing tally, there's no rampage, you know, nothing like that. What do we have? Actually, it does have rampage. It has rampage and adrenaline junkie that it can get. It can also get surrounded, left column, field prep, auto loading, tunnel vision, and heating up. I remember when tunnel vision and heating up were super good perks for like a week, and then everybody realized that they weren't really that strong. With that being said, I love the aesthetics of this weapon. I think this whole set of weapons is gorgeous, but I'd probably pass on this one personally. Up next we have Bad Omens, and this week we have cluster bombs and auto loading. We also have alloy casing and high velocity rounds with quick launch and smart drift recoil. Once again, classic gun, super OG meta of Destiny, huge bit of nostalgia, but no impact casings, no damage dealing perks, and no ammo perks on this gun, unless you count auto loading, which isn't terrible, but one of those guns that just you look at and it's like, man, that needs a refresh. And lastly, we have Hollow Denial, one of the best void trace rifles in the game. There is only a handful, but it's a really standout one, and it is also craftable. Dragonfly and Well-Rounded are on here this week. We also have enhanced battery and projection fuse, corkscrew, and extended barrel. I definitely would go with something else in terms of perks, but it is a craftable weapon, so pick up a few copies, use your enhancers on them, and get them crafted for you. Now, with all that being checked out, let's go and see what 801 has for us this week.
Hello again.
Alrighty, here we are at 801 this week for our armor sets. For the Warlock, she has Hyro Camo. Your arms, you have a stat base of 49. You got some mobility and resilience spikes. For your chest, you do have a base stat of 52, which you do have 16 recov and 22 strength. Nothing on the class item as always. For our helmet, we have a base of 52, 14 mobility, 12 recov, and 11 strength. And lastly, we have boots, base of 56, 20 recov, and 18 intellect. Those boots are actually not terrible. And that chest piece might slot into a build or two depending on the stat lines you're going for. For her shaders, we have Vitrified Duality. A nice gold and blackish blue kind of shader. And we got some pink detailing. Not bad. We have Flowers of Io Worn. I've talked about this. Io probably still in my mind was the best location that we got in terms of just like a base planet location. I miss Io very much. It was a fun planet and it had really nice aesthetics, and yeah. Lastly, we have New Monarchy Diamonds. It does not appear to want to load here, but it should be red, gold, black, and white as per usual. Basically every New Monarchy shader looks roughly the same with some minor differences here and there. Interesting. Let me see if maybe I can get us to go and see it this way. Be in the first couple of seasons, I believe. There you go, New Monarchy Diamonds. Oh, that is kind of like a nice cranberry red too. And the gold is a nice muted gold. That actually, for like a gold and red shader, which you guys know me, I'm typically not super down with, it's actually a very nice looking gold and red shader. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for our Titan this week, we have the retrograde TG2 armor set. For our arms, we have a base of 54. For our chest piece, we have a base of 50. Helmet is a base of 55 with 19 resilience and 17 strength, and a third stat bump in intellect. Ooh, that's actually a solid helmet. And then lastly, our legs are base 49. For our hunter, we'll let dim load, and then the dead end cure for hunters with their arms of base 51, 17 recov, and 16 intellect. Got a chest piece with a base 58, 15 resilience, 15 mobility, 12 resilience, and 16 discipline. Actually a really solid chest piece. We got a helmet with base 54. We have a 17 resilience spike and a 19 intellect spike. And then lastly, we have a pair of legs at the base of 52 and kind of spikes across the board, nothing really jumping out or standing out to me. Now, with all of that being said, I would like to say thank you to all of you for coming and watching today. If you enjoyed the video, you found it useful or helpful or just nice, please be sure to leave a like before you head off. If you enjoy the content and you want to see more, help support the channel, help me grow, make sure you drop a follow and maybe share it with somebody who you think might like. With all that being said, thank you though, and I will catch you all next time. I am your Destiny Dad, and I love you all very much.